Hey everyone, Loot Dog here, and that's right, we're playing Final Fantasy XIII. A title that I know has a lot of controversy and divisive fan base. But like many people, this is my first introduction to the series as well. I went in going completely blind. Basically, I didn't even know if this was the 13th sequel to an ongoing story or not. That's how little I knew about the series. And like a lot of people, I enjoyed it. I've heard, it's not as good as some of the previous ones, which a lot of people will defend with to the death, basically, but for what I got, I enjoyed it. When you think about it, this was basically my introduction to JRPGs. Considering it's been surprisingly almost 10 years now since this came out. So yeah, it may not be the best game, but it's still an enjoyable game in my opinion. Whether or not you agree with me, that's your own choice. So, let's get into it. Originally released in 2009, and currently available on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC, the cast of Final Fantasy XIII includes Ali Hillis as Lightning, Troy Baker as Snow Villiers, Reno Wilson as Sazh Catsroy, and Vincent Martella as Hope S-Time. So when people say that the characters suck, it's not the voice actor's fault. These are some of the best voice actors in the industry. I can't remember what it was exactly, but I think I remember watching a video, kind of a retrospective on this, and the person basically said, it's not the voice acting that's bad, it's the voice direction. So when you think about it, yeah, that can basically apply to any kind of what's the word? Storytelling? Any kind of performance, basically. I mean, we see in films all the time where good actors get bad roles. Not to say that I think these are necessarily bad roles.
The 13 days after we awoke were the beginning of the end.
You serious?
Be quiet.
Best of luck.
She did it! Hands high! Freeze!
You alright? I'm not a Lassie. far, so good. They all want to fight.
Good for them. Give me that.
What the? Run! I've been away! Hey! Let's be rational now. They're sending the big guns now. What do we do?
Watch and learn.
Okay, time for some combat. Time flows continuously throughout battle. Watch as your ATB gauge slowly charges. Characters perform actions by expending charged ATB gauge segments. The actions which they perform depend on the commands you select. You can input entire strings of commands, then unleash them all at once. Select Auto Battle to queue up a set of commands tailored to your situation. Select Abilities to specify individual commands as you see fit. A description of each command will be displayed at the top of the screen. For now, try selecting Auto Battle. Move the cursor to Auto Battle and press X. Two attack actions have been placed in your command queue. As you learn new abilities, you will use commands other than attack. It will also become possible to create longer strings of commands. Next, you'll need to choose the target of your attacks. When fighting multiple enemies, select your target using the D-pad, and then press X. You only face one enemy this time, so the choice is simple. Press X to confirm your attack, your target, and you'll execute 2 attack commands immediately. Once you have finished, enter more commands and continue fighting until you have defeated the enemy. Note that you will only be able to control the actions of Lightning. Sazh will fight on his own, supporting her as he deems best. Good luck. From here on out, how you fight is up to you. Yeah, one thing that a lot of people complain about is that the attack commands, to them, were dumbed down for this game. Where it used to be turn-based and stuff, where now it's real-time. And a lot of people say, oh, I could have completed every battle just by pressing the X button. Which, to some extent, is true, but at the same time, you still need at least some kind of strategy. Not to mention the fact that later on we'll introduce the different classes.
Fall back!
Not so tough now, huh?
Sazh, never say that in a battle.
Hey, that wasn't like a challenge now, all right? Hey! Time to go! I'm coming!
Jump! Heads up.
This thing won't give up.
As I was saying earlier, once they introduce the classes, you'll find out that certain people are better at certain abilities. Not to mention the fact that as battles progress, you're gonna have to come up with strategies and classes on what abilities to use at one time. Like you'll have to start out debuffing an enemy and then buffing yourself and then quickly switching to an attack or commando class. And then quickly switching to medic when your health suddenly depletes rapidly. And then swapping out characters depending on what classes they can do. But of course, since this is the tutorial and the first few battles, you know, it's pretty much straightforward. Which I think is one reason people weren't really fond of this game, because it felt like basically the first half was just tutorial and didn't completely open up till about halfway through. By then, people had stopped playing. We got potions!
Oh goodness. Woo! We did it. Oh, hey! Aren't you supposed to protect civilians, soldier? I mean, you are Sanctum, aren't you? What are you doing trying to stop the Purge? Why don't you tell me that?
I was a soldier.
Hey, where do you think you're going? Man. Chocobo, we just can't catch a break, can we? Yeah, that's a good question. Oh well. I better follow her. I'm getting too old for this.
Okay. Camera controls. That'll work. You possess an advanced digital journal known as a data log that automatically streams information deemed impertinent. Whenever the data log records a new entry, a notice will appear in the upper left corner of the screen. To peruse entries, press triangle to open the menu, then select data log.
You sure we can get through here?
Here we have the stats of all the characters at the moment, which isn't that much. You can see down there, you can see the amount of money we have and how long we've played. Abilities. Don't really know that much. Sazh just knows attack. Equipment. We got basic equipment. Inventory. We got potions. Restores a small amount of HP. Weapons. A weapon new to the Sanctum Army, this gunblade is only issued to highly trained soldiers. These weapons are worn by civilian pilots for the purpose of self-defense in case of emergency landings in the wilderness. That's neat. An electronic pass granting access to the Unicorn Mart retail network. A digital journal that automatically streams potentially useful data. A personal gravity control device. And Lightning's birthday present. Got a map, which isn't much. Settings. This is basically where we can change our game settings. I think it's fine for now. And the data log. A lot of people complain that this game was very loose on its narrative. I honestly thought that it did the purpose it was meant to do. And the data log entries are basically if you want to learn more about certain stuff. So, like this. Lightning and Sazh are held aboard a military purge train along with a group of civilians destined for exile. In stark contrast to the uncertain and despairing people around her, Lightning appears determined and focused. She seizes upon an instant of inattention to disable a guard, and an impressive display inspires Sazh and the other civilians to take up arms against the soldiers. After clashing with army forces, the train crashes to a halt in the war-torn district known as the Hanging Edge. Sazh attempts to figure out Lightning's angle, but she shows little desire to share. The former soldier throws herself into battle without the slightest hint of hesitation. What could be driving her? So the events are basically what's happening right now. Here we have gameplay stuff. Controls, blah blah blah. As you explore your environs, you will sometimes encounter save stations at which you can save your progress. To access a save station, approach it and press X when the word Access appears. Menu of its functions will then appear. Select Save from the menu, then choose a file to which to save your data. Press X to save. When you wish to purchase new items or sell items in your party inventory, you'll need to access a save station. Approach it, press X when it appears, select Shop from this menu, and then choose the retailer which network you would like to access. Your selection will be limited at first, but as you obtain e-passes for new retail networks, you'll gain access to a wider variety of vendors and merchandise. You can obtain the gil needed to make new purchases from treasure spheres or by selling items that you no longer need. Shops frequently expand their stocks, offering you the chance to acquire new items. Whenever new merchandise becomes available through a retailer in which you have access, a notice will appear in the upper left corner of the screen. An icon will also appear next to the name of any shop with updated offerings when you choose Shop from the save station. The minimap in the upper right of the screen displays a variety of helpful information in addition to revealing the surrounding terrain. The minimap indicates the direction of your destination and the position of nearby enemies. Upon entering an area guarded by hostiles, the minimap will flash in warning. It also shows where recently defeated enemies have been located, allowing you to quickly reorient yourself after battle. You can turn off the minimap at any time. Upon approaching the other characters you encounter while exploring, you'll often be spoken to or overhear something being said. These conversations occur automatically and do not require any action on your part. A few conversations require a button press to initiate. In these instances, a button prompt will be displayed when you approach the person in question, just as a prompt appears when you approach any object in which you can perform an action. In many cases, you can jump over obstacles or terrain level differences that appear to impede your progress. To do so, simply approach the obstruction and attempt to continue moving in the direction you wish to proceed. If it's possible to jump over the hurdle, you will do so automatically. Swirling blue and red indicators often mark the ground of the area you explore. Blue represent points of the ground where it's possible to jump over an obstacle. Red, on the other hand, indicate points you must reach in order to operate a device or cause something important to happen. When you approach an unopened treasure sphere, switch, or any other object in which you may perform an action, a message indicating the action will appear. Press X to perform the action, obtaining gil or items in the case of a treasure sphere, or activating a device in the case of a switch or control panel. You can press start at any time during a cutscene to pause the action. After doing so, pressing select will allow you to skip the rest of the scene if you so desire. Certain cutscenes are unskippable. If the skip option is not displayed, upon pausing, the scene must be viewed in its entirety. Characters perform abilities in battle by expeding segments of the ATB gauge, which charges continuously over time. Auto battle and other similar commands queue up a set of abilities automatically, only requiring you to choose a target. The abilities command allows you to specify individual abilities as you see fit. The number to the right of each ability's name is its ATB cost, the number of charge segments required to perform that action. If you add an ability to the queue by mistake, cancel it with circle. By pressing right on the D-pad at the abilities command, you can select repeat, which queues up the last set of abilities you used. Pressing triangle executes a partial command queue. Queue up a single ability or press triangle to execute it immediately, or press triangle after entering a full queue to act before your ATB gauge has filled. Abilities corresponding to the charge segments will be performed and the rest will be cancelled. Item used does not deplete the ATB gauge, but permanently consumes the item. If the battle team leader's HP reaches 0, the game is over, regardless of whether or not other members are still standing. Always keep a close eye on your leader's HP. Once you have entered a battle, there's no way to flee. Appraise enemies carefully beforehand. If they appear too powerful, it may be best to avoid the fight entirely. You can, however, press select after pausing a battle with start to select retry, which will return you to a moment just before the battle. Items will be returned, but all damage to enemies will be reset. The speed with which you complete a battle determines your rating. Ratings influence rewards, such as the spoils obtained after battle. For each second you undercut the target time, your score increases by the battle's PPS, points per second, value. This score, in turn, determines your rating. Finishing at the target time will earn you an average rating of 3 stars, out of a maximum 5. Initiating combat with a preemptive strike provides an initiative bonus, pre-applied as an extension of the target time. Area maps display your current position and destination as well as other points of interest in the vicinity. To open the map, press triangle. You can also view the map by pressing Did I say press triangle? Press square. There's the data log, blah blah blah. Here are the camera settings. Here's all the data we have on the Manasfin War Mech. It's weak to lightning and water, and it's unremarkable. Okay, back to the game. Hey, Sazh. Do we have a data log? Access it, and let's save. Wow, I hadn't played this since 2016. Save complete. Let's go. Many and various enemies stalk the roads that you must travel. Upon entering an enemy's detection radius, the minimap in the upper right corner of the screen will flash a warning. Coming into contact with any enemy will initiate a battle. Yep, we just learned that. So we got 2 people right here. Okay. Battle time. There's one down. And there's 2. We got nothing.
What do you suppose this is? Is the army leaving its toys out now?
Looks like it. Well, we did just attack the guys that were using it, so Guess it's ours now?
Fixing to dish me already, huh?
Going up.
Great. The entire army came out to play. These guys don't seem very interested in our side of the story.
Alright. Let's fight. Yeah, we're still in tutorial phase here, guys, so that's why the battles are super easy. Yeah, some people complain about, why are the battles so easy in the beginning? It's like, well, because it's a tutorial section. It's supposed to teach you how to play with the new game mechanics. I mean, if it was super hard at the beginning, people would complain that it was too hard. I mean, yeah, this was the first game that basically abandoned the turn-based strategy stuff. Now it went real time. It's like, yeah, the first part of the game, you're supposed to, you know, get your butt kicked, and so that you can see just how powerful you need to become. And it's like, the beginning of the game is supposed to be easy, so you can ease into the new controls and stuff. Treasure sphere. Just floating balls of stuff. What do we got? A potion.
Not wanting to get purged, I get. But taking on trained soldiers?
Better to die than get sent to Pulse. It's hell without the brimstone.
Yeah, well, hell's not sounding too bad. Because this place ain't exactly paradise.
Domesticated peacekeepers. Nothing to worry about.
Well, maybe not for a soldier girl, but I'm trying to say, hey! Guess we, gotta fight again, huh?
Yep, that's the plan. Bring it on, kitty. Blitz. Staggered. Oh, I didn't. I was like, why are you not attacking, Lightning? I've got to choose the target. Chipped Fang and Wicked Fang. Anything up here? Yes! Treasure sphere. More potions.
No need to be pushing now. Yeah, you must be real nice from up there.
Hello. Slowly chip away at his health. Can only do. Hang in there, Sazh. We almost got him. There we go. See, Sazh, you're okay. And it's also a good thing that your party automatically heals up after each battle. So you don't have to constantly worry about having enough potions at the end. See, Sazh went off that way, so I'm gonna go and look here. treasure sphere. An iron bangle. Fact. Whoops. Increases maximum HP by 50. A fang missing its tip, perhaps having bitten off more than it could chew. A twisted fang that seems to pulsate with diabolic power. I don't know if we should be having that then. Let's give Lightning the iron bangle. We got some more enemy intel. Got the SciComm Enforcer. Unremarkable. Got the SciComm Warden. Relatively low HP. Got the SciComm Aerial Recon. Unremarkable. And it's halved by physical attacks. We also got the Pantheron. Low stagger threshold. It's weak against fire and ice.
Cold-blooded murder.
Jeez. Ooh, treasure sphere. 50 gil. That is money. Bring it on, guys. This one down. And that's 2. We got a Phoenix Down! Phoenix Down is used to revive a fallen ally.
Preemptive strike.
Rebels! So much for the element of surprise.
Oh well. Item usage. Whenever your HP begins to run low in combat, you can heal yourself using items to avoid being knocked out. Select the items command to open your party inventory. It looks like you have some potions, which restore HP when consumed. The number next to an item's name tells you how many items of that type you have left. We have 21 potions, wow. Move the cursor to the name of the item you wish to use, potion, and press X. Since a single potion heals your entire battle team, you do not need to specify a target. Then why does it have all allies? I don't know. Using items is a free action, so you will recover HP immediately without expending any charge segments of the ATB gauge. When you find yourself in a pinch, don't hesitate to use a potion. Remember, even if your allies are still standing, it's game over if the enemy manages to KO Lightning. Let's go for the Warden. Good one, Sazh. We got Phoenix Down, a Wicked Fang, and a potion.
Do we turn back?
There's no time.
Then what do you suggest we do?
Quiet.
Hey! Wait! No, don't leave me!
Let go!
The hell no! You're my only way out of here! No! Ow! Hey, that might get us across. Right there. Right?
Looks that way.
Well, the bridge is out.
All right, you leave this to me.
See you later, Sazh. Get some more potions. Phoenix Down revives one ally from KO. Update on Chapter 1. Fields of War. Suspect citizens of Cocoon are wrenched from their tranquil existence and threatened with exile to the world of Pulse. The Purge has begun. The land below is said to crawl with unknown perils, and terrified citizens begin to rebel against the Purge. A revolt also occurs on the train transporting Purge deportees, as Lightning's battle against the guards galvanizes the other prisoners into action. The train comes to a halt in the district of the Hanging Edge, now a hellish war zone where soldiers open fire indiscriminately upon civilians. Lightning makes her way through the middle of the conflict, all but ignoring her uninvited companion, Sazh. She seems determined to press onward even when the path before her is destroyed by military strikes. Well, Sazh went up here.
This way. Come on.
Hey, more buddies. Let's fight. There you go. Might need to use a potion. Hold on, Sazh. Using a potion. Good one, Sazh. Now I just got the warden left. We got 2 chip fangs.
Where you going? You have to get over here.
Hey, I'm looking back here to see if there's anything we left. Nope. See? I like to explore a little bit.
Seems to be in working order.
As well save. And let's activate the platform. Beep boop boop beep boop.
This is not our lucky day. It's a soldier too, right? Can't you, like, pull some strings or something?
Deportees, are we? Weapons down. I'd hate for this to turn ugly.
Turn ugly?
He wants to kill us without a fight.
Time's up!
Okay. The attack chain. To initiate an attack chain, first select Auto Battle or Attack from the Abilities menu and choose the Psychom Marauder as your target. See the bar displayed beneath your target's name? That's known as the chain gauge. Keep an eye on the chain gauge as you strike. When you attack an enemy, its chain gauge fills. Hit home and the percentage beneath increases. This percentage is called the chain bonus. The more times you hit an enemy, the more damage it will take from subsequent attacks. Continue pummeling the Psychon Marauder, boosting your chain bonus until the gauge is full. Once the chain gauge is full, one further blow will stagger your foe. One further blow will stagger your foe. A staggered enemy takes greater damage when attacked. Chaining attacks to stagger powerful adversaries is essential to defeating them. Be aware, however, that an enemy's chain gauge begins to drain the moment it is staggered. Once the gauge is empty, the enemy will no longer be staggered. And just watch his health drop. Here is another little strategy bit to the combat. When to focus on staggering people, and who to focus on first. Here we go! Powerful enemy is taken down. Time to just wrap up the little guys. We got a credit chip. I think that's money.
So, soldier. What's your angle? What? Is classified military info? Huh? What's the matter? You quit, didn't you? Did you think I'm gonna go out there and just tell everybody your secrets?
Huh? My angle. I'm after the Fal'Cie. Still happy you tagged along?
Didn't have a choice.
Citizens, I would like to thank our brave fallen pioneers and express our best wishes for a successful relocation. Your noble and selfless sacrifice ensures the continued safety and peace of our society. Were it not for this remarkable gesture, every resident of Cocoon, your family, your friends, your neighbors, would be exposed to the dangers of the world below. By choosing to leave Cocoon and participating in this migration...
Migration? More like extermination.
Huge. You stay here.
So sorry. I didn't mean to.
These people need heroes. Here. You keep your cool, and they will too. You got it?
Got it.
What's our motto?
The Army's no match for Nora.
That a boy.
And here we're introduced to a new character, Snow. Dang it, this isn't Red Dead. Some more potions. We got Wild Bear, an army surplus item. This emblem uses AMP technology to boost the wearer's attributes. Currency used for military remuneration can be sold for a premium. Okay. The peaceful citizens of Cocoon live in constant fear of invasion by the forces of Pulse, the world below and supposed home of terrors unknown. Were even a single Pulsian agent to be discovered on Cocoon, panic and civil unrest would be sure to follow, threatening the very fabric of society. To prevent such a calamity, the Sanctum, Cocoon's governing body, initiates the Purge, a government initiative officially entailing the deportation of all those who may have come in contact with corrupted Pulsian influences. However, the Sanctum army is now brutally slaughtering the civilians they were supposed to be deporting. Realizing the Purge is nothing more than a massacre in disguise, Snow leads the young freedom fighters of Nora in an effort to protect the Purge deportees from the Sanctum soldiers. Day 13. Exile. A foul sea of Pulse origin was discovered within a vestige on the outskirts of Bodom 2 days previously, having apparently spent centuries in hibernation with humans none the wiser to its presence. The Sanctum deemed the potential contamination by Pulse magic a risk too great to overlook, and immediately enacted legislature permitting the Purge, an involuntary removal of the foul sea and the entire population of Bodom from Cocoon. Deportees were told only that they would be transported to Pulse. Obviously, that wasn't true. Resting in Cocoon's shadow, the sprawling and enigmatic lower world of Pulse is home to a multitude of terrors. The land is commonly believed to be inhospitable to human life, and a strict ban on inner world travel forbids citizens of Cocoon from venturing there to challenge this hypothesis. Not even members of the Sanctum's upper echelon can claim to have seen the surface with their own eyes, but the attempted invasion by the world's savage armies several centuries ago is well documented. Widespread fear of a repeated assault persists among the population even today, with colloquial references often likening the world to a manner of living hell. From her lofty seat, the world of Cocoon has long enjoyed tranquility. The interior of her spherical shell supports several sprawling cities and a population numbering in the tens of millions. Although the variety of dangerous beasts prowl the wilds, advanced technology and the protection of the world's foul sea keepers ensure residents a peaceful and prosperous existence. Travel to the lower world of Pulse is forbidden, but given their deep-seated cultural fears of the place, Cocoon citizens would not even think to venture beyond the paradise they know. A relic of days before the War of Transgression, the Hanging Edge is located near Cocoon's outer rim. The area was once a thriving urban center, but residents were forced to abandon the location when an attack by Pulsian forces cracked Cocoon's shell during the conflict several centuries past. It was since designated a restricted zone and, with civilian access prohibited, soon became nothing more than a name on local maps. Cocoon's central government, the Sanctum, holds supreme executive, legislative, and judicial power. It also maintains direct authority over the military. Despite the fact that Cocoon was built by the Foul Sea and not humans, Foul Sea opt to participate only superficially in governmental affairs, leaving Cocoon's administration entirely at the discretion of the human Sanctum and its Primarch, Gallanth Daisley. To the millions who call Cocoon home, the lower world of Pulse represents a constant source of fear. Suspected association with Pulse means stigmatization as an enemy of the state and all mankind, even for born and raised citizens of Cocoon. The recent discovery of a foul sea from Pulse near the city of Bodom caused widespread civil unrest. After placing the city's entire population under quarantine due to the possibility of contamination, the Sanctum then announced its intent to forcibly relocate the affected to Pulse in an emergency measure dubbed by authorities as the Purge. The paramilitary organization known as Nora is a group composed of like-minded youths, assembled by Snow and self-funded by the operation of a seaside cafe in Bodom. Functioning as a neighborhood watch of sorts, Nora members patrol the vicinity of Bodom for trouble. Most often, trouble consists of encroachment by dangerous forms of wildlife. Nora had never openly acted out against the Sanctum prior to the Purge, and because of this, the military had been content to turn a blind eye to the group's activities. Here's what we have on Staggering. And we got the Marauder. Low stagger threshold, and is halved by physical damage. I think there was a treasure sphere right there. We got some more money. Well, this seems like a good place to stop for now. So, we're going to save the game. And next time, we'll see what Snow is up to. Until then, if you liked this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, press that cute little like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time.